What's up, Soul Fam? I got some information I want to share. And I think it could serve a lot of people. When I heard it, I knew it was just something that I was supposed to find me. And everything that we need to know, all the information, all the knowledge, it will show up. We will receive it. And it'll be almost like you're just remembering it instead of learning it. Now, we all wear masks through life, depending on which environment we're in. Like, if we're in our house or home with our family, we put on a different mask than if we were with our friends out in, doing friendly shit. And we all wear these masks. We go through life. Sometimes we're not even aware of the masks we put on or the masks we're even creating. An example for me would be, I started seeing this girl, and, in the beginning, I would like to believe that, I was being authentic. I was being my true self. And then as the relationship progressed, I caught myself just like creating this mask, and it made me realize, like, what am I fearing where I have to create this mask and I can't be myself, And luckily I was blessed to get out that relationship before I created something that I just didn't want to live out. So many times we get in these relationships and we feel trapped, whether that's, not stepping into our true power and doing what's right for us, or just people pleasing, and staying in a relationship because you don't want to hurt someone. Fear of hurting someone, or fear of confrontation, or any of that. It's all bullshit. So these masks we wear are not always in our highest good, They're not always in our highest good. And they don't feel good. That's more important to say, is some of these masks just don't even feel good. And if you're in an environment and then, like, you get a chance to express yourself authentically, you'll feel it. You'll know it. You'll be like, wow, that feels good. It was just like everything flowed. I felt like I said everything I needed to say. Everything. The words came. The time felt right. The people, everything was right. And we can create this on cue by creating an alter ego. Now, there's this book, The Alter Ego Effect by Todd Herman, and I just came across him on Tom Bilyeu, Impact Theory. If you haven't came across that yet, I'd look into that. There's so much great information on there as far as podcasts. He just like interviews luminaries, things like that. And like I said, I just randomly, my fucking hand hit my phone and this video started playing, and I'm just chilling, and I begin listening to it, and then like my spirit started listening to it. Like, I was just like, wow, something sounds right about this. And you can create any alter ego you want to. It could be maybe, one of the examples that seems to come up quite frequently is people choose to be like their grandma, because their grandma's so stern, so she's herself. She's strong, but she's loving. She's nurturing, but she has a spine. She has a backbone. She don't let people walk all over her. Whoever that is in your family. I mean, it could be Bruce Wayne. It could be Bruce Wayne. And we used to do this all the time as a child. It was almost like natural, where, we would pretend to be like Superman or Batman or Wonder Woman or whoever, resonated with us as a child, a Ninja Turtle. Oh, I was fucking Michelangelo, And we do this all the time as a child, except we lost this aspect of us, our inner child. We didn't lose it. We just, misplaced it within us. And if you find that one individual, that alter ego that you could transform into, that is not scared, that is not fearful, that stands its truths, that speaks its mind, is not fearful of confrontation or, a little debate, whatever it is, public speaking, fucking standing up for, people's rights, and whatever you're trying to embody, whatever it is. Maybe it's confidence, maybe it's charisma, maybe it's, strength, maybe it's, humor, whatever it is. Create this alter ego and be that. And be that. And no one has to know. You don't have to tell anybody what you're doing. They might notice like a difference, like, wow, this person's, a lot more flamboyant than he usually is, or he's more open, he's more, I like this version. And find who it is that you want to become. And instead of being that scared little human that you think you are, then you could step into this alter ego. And no one can touch it, because it's an illusion, just like you are, except you have a hard time believing yourself to be an illusion, that you're not real, because you see this physical body, you hear the tonality, you hear the vibration of your words, you smell, you see, you feel. So it's kind of hard to just convince the mind that you're not real, you're an illusion, even though you are. So if you created an alter ego inside your mind, it's pretty easy to be like, oh, this is an illusion. Bruce Wayne doesn't even exist. I'm not Bruce Wayne, but I'm playing Bruce Wayne. So your mind was like, that's a fucking illusion. So if someone was to come say something to you, ignorant, or whatever it was, you could be like, that doesn't even make sense, because if that's referred to Bruce Wayne doesn't even exist. Bruce Wayne's just a character I'm playing, so you can't hurt Bruce Wayne. And we create this alter ego. And whenever we need to step into that power role, we'll have like an anchor. And one of the things Todd mentioned was his glasses. He don't wear glasses, but, he wanted to embody that strengths of Superman, of Clark Kent. And one of the things Clark Kent did when he, hid his Superman roles, he wore his glasses. So he bought himself a pair of glasses, and every time he felt them glasses connect to his face, bam, it was like an anchor to switch into that role. And he just naturally became Clark Kent or Superman. And you could find your anchor. It could be something as simple as a bracelet, slipping a bracelet on, or, putting your beads on, whatever it is. You could be fucking, I don't know how to pronounce any of those yogis' names, but Ramana Maharshi, you fucking put your beads and your fucking little dot on, and next thing you know, you're a fucking sage. Whatever role you want to step into. And that's the power of the mind that we're not utilizing. We're not utilizing because we've been stuck in our minds for so long that we almost convinced ourselves that we're limited, because we keep on having the same recurrent thoughts all day, every day, 60,000 thoughts in a day, and 98% of them are the same thoughts we had yesterday. And we wonder why we're in the same place, doing the same shit, and everything feels like Groundhog Day. So I encourage you all to look into this. It's called the alter ego effect. If you actually go on Audible and you sign up for a free membership, it's free for a month, you get 2 free books, and you can choose one of those books. So I'm still deciding on my alter ego. Like, honestly, I don't know. But it definitely seems powerful, and I'm gonna step into that role, But get somebody that, you resonate with, I never had a role model growing up. Never. I never had anybody I looked up to. Unless it was like a fictional character, like, fucking Donatello or Michelangelo, fucking Batman, things like that. But like, as far as like fucking like real people, like Arnold Schwarzenegger or freaking, whoever, I never looked up to anybody. I never got wrapped up into that, like that, what do they call that? Where you're like, like heartthrobs, like little girls, like they get them Teen Bot magazines and they're like head over heels, all like Jonathan Taylor Thomas and shit like that. I never did that, even with women, I was like, oh yeah, she's smoking. I'm moving on, I don't sit there and dwell on other people's shit. It doesn't serve me. So, create your alter ego. It could be anything. Have fun with it. Life's fun. Have fun. Remove that shame. Remove that guilt. Remove that insecurity. Find an individual that you could transform yourself into within your mind and play that part. And it might feel awkward in the beginning. It might be. Maybe you don't have to take it to the extent where you're like, you don't have to fucking put on a cape or, do anything goofy. You just, it's all about your physiology. Like, we don't understand, like, our body speaks volumes. Just our stature, our how we carry ourselves, our posture. It speaks volumes of our inner world. So if I'm slumped down like this, always looking at the ground, do I look like a confident, happy, charismatic individual? No. I look like a depressed, insecure little man boy. So just by being mindful of your breath, how your body is your chin tucked in, your shoulders pinched back, is your chest open? You know what I mean? That right there, if you just go from slumped over to this and see how that feels compared to just chest up doing your thing, there's a way bigger difference. And that kind of gets into like Tony Robbins. I'm reading his book right now. The Unleashed. No, it's not Unleash the Giant. It's like something. It's from the 90s. And Unleash Your Greatness or something like that. Or unlimited something. Like I said, I don't get into details. It's not my thing. I'm not big on details. I just need to know what I need to know. That's it. Tell me what I need to know. Fuck all that little detail shit. So, and he talks about that, how powerful your physiology is and how it's connected to the way you feel. So if you're not feeling good and you're not feeling confident and you're not feeling charismatic, take a look at yourself in the mirror and see how your physiology is. And there's so many other cues, the way people, when you ask them a question, what direction their eyes go in, certain visual cues. Like if I ask you to say, hey, what color car do you drive? You might look up to the top left. Because the top left, and this ain't for sure, it might be the top right, but let's just say I go like that. I'm actually visualizing something I ain't seen before, something that's in my memory. And if I was to do the opposite of that, it would mean that I'm trying to visualize something that I haven't seen before that I'm creating. And these are things that I've actually, started to become aware of within people. YouTube videos, when someone's giving an interview and they ask a question like, oh, where were you on this day when this happened? And then, sure enough, their eyes go to the corner, to the top, bam, and say, oh, I was here, and it's all that. Like, what's the sound of it? What's it sound like when your child laughs? And you would look down to the right or maybe you would look to the right leveled with the ear. And that would be, remembered auditory. So our body speaks volumes. Quit just looking at the words that are being said. Look at somebody's, body, their confidence through their stature and through their, all that shit. I can't think of the words right now. But I just wanted to share that alter ego with you. And hopefully it will serve you. And maybe you look into that book and create something that will serve you, that will actually propel you in the directions of your dreams. Because I'm there with you. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter if you're fucking 300 pounds or you have a fucking shredded, freaking bodybuilding physique. It doesn't matter. It's what's the inside. There's so many people that you see in these magazines that look like freaking Greek gods and goddesses. And you'd be like, man, that person probably just has the confidence like no other. And it's the complete opposite of that. That person lacks confidence. And he makes up for it, or she makes up for it by, manipulating their body to look a certain way. But within, they're not happy with what they see. And I've experienced that myself, and I consider myself, a good looking individual. And if I sit there and let's just say you always get compliments, right? Everybody's always complimenting, man, you're handsome, or you're beautiful, or yeah, man, you got it going on, or you got this. And those are just words to you, and you hear them all the time, and you're just like, I don't feel that. What makes you think that you changing something in your external environment, you already fixed your body, now you're gonna cut your hair, and then you might paste on some of them fucking overgrown eyelashes on your face, and maybe cake up on some melted pig dick on your lips, things like that. And we think that, oh, I'm gonna fix it out here, but it's never gonna work. You gotta fix it within. And it doesn't matter how many compliments you get in a day. If you're not happy what you see in the mirror, if you're not happy with the individual that you are today, you have to go within and fix that. And it could be you creating this alter ego that has all the strengths, all the characteristics, everything that you want to embody, and you just be that person. Now, before I end this video, there's, and I don't remember exactly what her alter ego was, but if you look into Beyonce's story, she used to be a church singer, right? Choir singer, very modest, fundamentalist, churchy, God-fearing, all that. And when she transitioned over to the music that she sings today, and she's more seductive, and she's moving her body in a sexual way, and her words, all that, she just didn't resonate with who she thought she was. She's like, oh, I'm modest, I go to church, and you know what I mean? And she had this belief of who she thought she were, and the person that she was on stage just didn't resonate with her, so she didn't feel like she was performing in her greatest potential. So she created this alter ego, and I forgot what her name was. It was like Tasha or Sasha Fierce or something. And she just pretended to be this Sasha Fierce who embodied everything that she wanted to be. And that's who she was on stage until, 4 years went by where she became that Sasha Fierce. And she no longer had to pretend that was her alter ego. It became her. Beyonce and Sasha merged as one. And then once that happened, she actually made an album called The Retirement of Sasha Fierce or something like that. If you guys follow Beyonce, you'll know what I'm talking about. So she did it as well. And this guy, Herman, he was thinking, what is it that ties all these high-level players, whether it's in the financial, entrepreneurial, fame, stardom, sports, it doesn't matter. He worked with all of them, Olympians, professional athletes, stars. And he says, what is the common bond that all these individuals embody that take them to the next level? And he realized it was this creation of this alter ego. None of them say, oh, I'm this person, I'm Beyonce Knowles going on stage. No, they pretended to be this person. Even if they don't share that with anybody, no one might not even never known about that until she came out with her last album. And she was like, well, who's Sasha Fierce? And then she was like, Sasha Fierce was an alter ego I created because the person that I wanted to be on stage wasn't in resonance with the person who I felt I was. So there was a disconnect within that. And in order to, mold or mend that disconnection, I created, Sasha Fierce, and I became her. So become who you want to become in here, and just fake it till you make it if you have to. Play around with it, have fun with it. It's not you. So when someone sits there and tries to, belittle you, Obviously, you know that has nothing to do with you. And then again, the person that they're belittling is an illusion. Someone that doesn't even exist. Someone you're pretending to be. So, I didn't expect this video to be that long, but hopefully you guys got something out of this. Alter egos. Everything is created up here. It's mental. If you don't like the person that you are today, and there's some things that you want to embody that you don't embody, find out an alter ego that has that. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, it could be Dr. Doofenshmirtz from fucking Phineas and Ferb. I don't care. If that's what you're into, fuck yeah, man. You could be little, what's his name, man? The little fucking, I forgot his name. It's the little, a little animal in Phineas and Ferb. P, it starts with a P, I know that. P, something. Amazing guy. Great person. Used to hang out with him all the time. But either way, y'all have a blessed day. And remember, if your life ain't working out here, because it's not working in here, find out what's going on in here. And adjust that. And then watch this change out here. But first and foremost, love yourself.